Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today's class we're going to work through a range of exercises to work throughout the body and challenge our core as well. We're also going to do a few movements that might get our heart rates up a little bit, so if you need to either slow it down or just have a little rest and join back in when you feel you can. So remember, always work to a level that you feel comfortable with, because most importantly we want you to enjoy the class. So when you're ready, we're going to get started with a warm up in standing and then come down onto our mats to continue from there. Okay, so we're going to start by bringing those toes apart and those heels apart. So those feet that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight, come onto the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just nice and slowly forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that weight's going nice and evenly down through those feet. Fantastic. Knees are nice and soft, so not locked back. Hands up onto your pelvis, very gently. We're going to tilt that pelvis forward and then tilting it back. So just a gentle movement forwards and back. Just look again to find that midpoint between those two movements, that pelvis in that nice neutral position. That core's gently engaged, ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start by raising our hands up to that shoulder height. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to reach our hands up in that Y shape and then lower back down. And again, reaching up and down. Now keep these ribs soft, don't let them flare as you lift up and lower. As that core's engaged, opening out and folding back. Good. Reaching up. Lovely. Now let's add those heel raises in. So we're going to come up and lower down together. Reaching up onto those toes, lower down together. Good. So just warming up through those arms and those feet. Reaching up and lowering down. Good. And again, reaching up and down. And lower together. Lovely. Reaching up, lowering down together. Last few. And down. And let's do one more. Reaching up and lowering down. Well done. So we're going to raise our hands back up towards the ceiling. And we're going to do our opposite knee tap from here. Good. So we're flexing at the hip, tapping that arm. So tapping that hand to the opposite knee. Good. Tapping down. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. Tapping the opposite hand to that opposite knee. Lovely. Still keeping that control. Tapping that foot to the knee. Good. Tapping hand to the knee. Tapping there. Well done. Last few. Good. If you can still keep that control, we can go a little bit quicker for the last few. We're still keeping that control here. Good. Well done. Last couple. Let's do one more each side. And then lower those arms back down. Well done. Relax those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to keep our feet that hip width distance apart. We're going to go into some squats from here. So remember, sitting that bottom back behind you, knees going over those toes. And we're going to drop down and lift up. So we can bring those arms in front and lifting up. So sitting that bottom back, keeping those feet and those knees that hip width distance apart, lifting up. Dropping down and up. So those knees going over those toes and up. Good. Dropping down. So just go as low as you feel comfortable. The lower you go, the harder it is. So remember, just go to where you feel able and comfortable to go. Drop down and lift up. Good. Sitting down, lifting up. Good. Well done. Drop down, knees over those toes. And up. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to drop down. We're going to hold that here. Breathing in and out. And again, breath in and out. And then we're going to lift back up. Lovely. And again, we're going to drop down. Hold that here. Breath in and out. And again, breath in and out. And lifting back up. Lovely. Let's do one more of those if you can. We're going to drop down. Hold this position. Breath in and out. And again, breath in and out. And raising back up from there. Well done. Okay, so we'll keep our feet that hip width distance. We're going to reach up with one arm, drop the opposite down your leg here, and then we're going to slowly bend in the middle, coming around in a big circle, and then back up. Lovely. And again, reaching over, lengthen through that side, Then we're going to bend in the middle, coming around in that big circle and back up. Lovely, one more time here. Reaching over, folding in the middle, coming around in that circle and then lifting up. Lovely, float that arm back down. Do the same on the opposite side. So we're going to reach up, drop that hand down, lengthen through that side. We're going to fold in the middle, coming around in that circle and lifting up. Good, reaching over. Bending in the middle, coming around in that circle and lifting up. Lovely, one more time. Reaching over, lengthen through the side, bending in the middle, coming around and then lifting back up. Well done. Float the arm back down. Good. Okay, so we're going to get our backs moving with a few roll downs. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in here. Knees are soft. As you breathe out, slowly restacking back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, gently restacking back up into standing. Good. Now I'm going to come to the end of my mat because I'm going to roll down in a minute into 4-point kneeling from here. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck that chin down, just rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, gently restacking back up into standing. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to come down into our downward dog. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, rolling those hands down towards the floor. As you get to your end point, then we're going to soften our knees. We're going to walk our hands forward. We're going to stay in this position and we're just going to stretch through our calves here. So we're going to drop our heel down and the opposite heel. Just stretching here side to side. Dropping the heel. And just go a little bit quicker. Just stretching those toes as well. Sinking down, well done. Dropping down each side. Come back to that centre, drop those heels down together. We're going to lower those knees down onto the mat and we're going to continue our class from here. Okay, so we're going to continue our class down in this 4-point kneeling position. So we're going to have our hands underneath our shoulders, elbows soft, knees underneath those hips to begin with. So we're going to work our upper bodies to start with and we're going to do some press ups here. So I want you to pick what position is comfortable for you. So either in this box position, lowering that breastbone down onto the mat, or we can bring our hands a little bit further forwards and those knees back, and from here we can drop down as well, or if you want to, a full press up position. So pick what's comfortable for you and we're going to start with 8 press ups. So here we go. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, good, 2 and 1. Very good. Come back up. Have a little rest here. And then we're going to do another set. So remember, pick what position's comfortable for you. And again, here we go. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting back up. Have a little rest. And then we're going to do one last set. So when you're ready, let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, drop down. We have a stretch out into that child pose. Well done. So let's have a little recovery stretch here. So you can just take a breath in. As you breathe out, just relax down into that stretch. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, sinking down. Well done. Breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down. Well done. Breath in. And as you breathe out, sink down from here. Very good. And we're going to come back up. You can come onto your hands if you want to, but we'll give our wrists a little bit of a break and we'll come down onto our elbows. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can do this on your wrists as well. So knees underneath those hips, and we're going to do some leg kicks from here. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to reach one leg away and then folding back. We're going to stick with the same leg, reaching away, folding back. Lengthen and back. Reach the leg away, fold it back in. So really working those bottom muscles as you reach the leg away, fold back. If you can, we're going to breathe out as you reach away, breathe in to fold back. Good. Reach the leg away, folding back. Really extending that hip, squeezing those bottom muscles, lifting up and back. Reaching away, fold back. Good, and again, reaching back and forwards. Lengthening and back. Good, reach away and back. Very good, last two. And one more. And back. Very good. Let's do the same on the other side. So opposite leg now, we're going to reach that leg away and folding back. So extending at that hip, folding back in, lengthening and back. Good. If you can, we're going to breathe out as you lengthen, breathe in as you fold back. Breathing out and back. And in. Good. Breathing out, breathe in as you fold back. Good. Lengthening away. That neck staying long, just looking down onto that mat. Reach away and fold back. Well done. And back. Lengthening and back. So just kicking that leg back and away. Good. Reaching back. Just do last few here. Well done. Really working those bottom muscles. Reach away and fold back. Good. And back. Reach away and back. Last one. And then fold back in from there. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come back up onto our hands from here, keeping those elbows soft. We're going to tuck those toes under. Now, if you can, we're just going to bring our hands a little bit further in front from here, and we're going to go into our leg pulling prone, so our kind of plank position. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we lift up, reach forward, breath in to hold. As you breathe out, lowering back down. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forwards, breath in, and as you breathe out, lowering back down. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forwards, breath in to hold, and as you breathe out, lowering down. Very good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward, lengthen through the body, breath in to hold, and as you breathe out, lowering down. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forwards. Good, and lower down. Now on this next one, we're going to hold it, and if you can, we're going to add some mountain climbs. So breath in. As you breathe out, we lift up, reach forwards, holding this position. Then we're going to bring one leg in, opposite leg in. Tapping that foot in, opposite leg. Good, tapping in and back. Very good, tapping in and back. Good, let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breath in. As you breathe out, lower down and drop down. Have a nice stretch into that recovery stretch here. So dropping that bottom down onto your heels, lengthen through those fingertips. Breath in here. As you breathe out, sink down. Stretch through those shoulders, sink that bottom down onto your heels. Good. Breath in. And as you breathe out, just relax down. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, sinking down. Good. Breath in. And relaxing down from there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come round and down onto our backs from here. So if you come round, lowering down onto our backs. So let's just start finding that mid position. So feet and knees, that hip width distance apart. Just to start, we're going to tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in that nice and neutral position. That core is gently engaged, ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Okay, so we're going to start with a one leg stretch. So we're just going to float one leg up into tabletop. From here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lengthen the leg away. Breathe in as you fold back, lower the leg down. Opposite leg lifted. Lengthen the leg away, folding back and lower. Good. Reach the leg away, folding back and lower. Opposite leg lifted, lengthening and back. Now if that's comfortable here, stay at this level, or if you can, we're going to bring both legs up into double tabletop and we lengthen away and fold back. So we're alternating legs, reaching that leg to that opposite wall and folding back. Good. That tummy staying nice and flat as you lengthen the leg away. Don't let your back arch or your tummy dome, keep that nice and flat there. If you're feeling that happening, just come back to that single leg. So we can always mix and match back to that single leg option. So pick what's comfortable for you. Good. Lengthening away, folding back. Very good. Reaching away and back. Breathing out as you lengthen away, breathe in as you fold back. Good. Reaching away, nice and controlled, keep that core engaged. Lovely. Alternating sides, well done. Now if you can, if you want to for the last few, we can lift up into that abdo prep and we lengthen a little bit quicker, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. So if you're lifting that head into abdo prep, you can lower it back down at any point if you need to, but breathing in and out. So a little bit faster movement, breathing in for 2 and out for 2. Good, breathing in for 2 and out for 2. Breathing in. If you need to come back to that single leg at any point, do work to a level that's comfortable for you. Breathing in and out. Good, breathing in and out. Lovely. Last few here. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good, one more breath in and out. Coming back to that double tabletop, lower that head down and then one at a time, lower those legs back down. Well done, very good. Okay, so we're going to go into our bridge movement now, just have a bit more of a recovery stretch here. So feet and knees that hip width distance apart, arms relaxed down by your side. I'm going to go up into a bridge. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles, lifting up into that bridge, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, slowly walk that spine gently back down onto the mat. Good. Now make sure your feet aren't too far away from you so you don't get cramp in your hamstrings. And we lift up into that bridge, use those bottom muscles, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, just walking that spine gently back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, breath in here, well done. And as you breathe out, walk that spine slowly back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lift up into that bridge, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walk the spine gently back down onto the mat. And again, breath in, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up, breath in here. As you breathe out, walk the spine gently back down onto the mat. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to add our arms. So we're going to lift up into that bridge again. Use those bottom muscles, keeping lifted. Then we're going to float our hands up towards the ceiling, shoulder blades down. And then we're just going to slowly walk back down onto the mat. Float the hands down to join. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Float the hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down. Walk that spine slowly down onto the mat. And then float the hands down to join. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, float the hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down, and then walking that spine down onto the mat and float the hands down to join. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, float the hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down, then walking gently back down onto the mat and float the hands down to join. Lovely. One more time, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, float the hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down. Then as you breathe out, slowly lowering back down onto the mat, float the hands down. Very good. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug and stretch out through that back. Well done. So just take a few nice deep breaths in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just relax down into that stretch that little bit further. Good. Breath in and out, relaxing down. Good. And again, breath in here. And as you breathe out, relaxing down. Very good. And again, breath in and out, relaxing down. Well done. One more time, breath in and out. Good. And we're going to lower those legs back down from here. Very good. Okay, so we're going to work our tummy muscles, bringing our abdominals a little bit more again here. So either keep your feet down in this position if that feels enough, or if you can, we're going to float both legs up into double tabletop, bring those feet and knees together if they're lifted, and we're going to keep them here. So I'm going to float my hands back up towards the ceiling. I'm going to come around and above my head. And as I come back up and round, I'm going to lift up, reach those toes. And then as I come back around with my arms, I'm going to lower my head down. So we're going to come around, reaching up. And then as I come back, lower my head down. Good. And again, reaching up. And then lowering down. Good. So it's one nice smooth movement, reaching for those toes. And then lowering down. Good. And again, reaching up. Coming up and around and lowering down. Reaching up and down. Good. So just bringing in that abdo prep here. Lifting and lowering. Good. Reaching and lowering. Good. Lifting and lowering here. Very good. Reaching away and lowering. If you want to make it a little bit harder, we can bring those legs straight and around. So reaching up and around. Good. And around here. Very good. Now on this next one, we're going to come around. We're going to stay up here if you can. And we're going to do 8 little pulses. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower that head around. Bring these arms back down. Lower those legs one at a time. Back to that start. Well done. Okay. So we're going to work our lower abdominals a little bit more and bring in our leg movement with our cycling leg. So again, with the option here is either staying at single leg, we're going to move around in that leg here, and I'll tell you when we're about halfway, or we can bring both legs up, and then we're going to circle those legs around as if you're cycling through the air. So we're breathing in and out, but really moving through those ankles as well. Pull through the air as we're moving through, breathing in and out. So we're climbing this hill, moving through those legs, really pushing through the air. Good. Breathing in and out. So pulling through that movement, working that tummy, keep that core engaged. Well done. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. So we're halfway if you're doing a single leg. Then switch legs, otherwise we'll keep going here. If you can, we can lift up into that abdo prep and hold this abdo prep if you can, or we're moving around if you want to. So breathing in and out. Good. Getting closer to the top. Well done. Breathing in and out. Keep going here if you can. Breathing in and out. Good, pulling through, moving through those ankles as well, pulling through the air. Well done. Last few, breathing in, nearly at the top, breathing in and out. Good. Last few, breathing in and out. Good, one more, breathing in and out. And then bring those legs back, well done. Lower that head down if it's lifted. And lower those legs one at a time. Very good. Let's just bring those knees with a quick hug and just stretch that there. Well done. So breath in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just relax down into that stretch just that little bit further. Well done. So lower those legs down. We're going to continue stretching out with our rotation movement here. So arms down by your side or out to the side of you. We're going to drop those knees over. Turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up. And then over to that opposite side, so opening out. Using those toe muscles, coming back up and over to that opposite side from here. So just opening out side to side from here, lifting back up, drop those knees over, turning that head. Good, and again, drop those knees over, rotating through that body, well done. Lifting up and over onto that opposite side. So just enjoy that stretch, just opening out. Still using those toe muscles to bring those knees back up and then over to that opposite side. Well done. And back. Good. And again, dropping those knees over, turning that head and then back up and over to that opposite side. Well done. Drop those knees over, lifting up and up to that opposite side. Well done. Let's do one more each side. Really good. Drop those knees over, turn that head, lift up and over to that opposite side. Good. Knees back to that centre, arms back down by your side. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come round onto our sides from here. So if you've got a thicker block or a towel, pillow you're using just to support that neck there, if you grab that now, we're going to use our hand just above our head and then place that block between them there so our neck's nice and lengthened. We're just going to start by straightening both legs out together again today. So feet just in front of you, those hips are stacked, that core engaged. And we're going to start by lifting our top leg up and out to the side and then lower back down. So point the toes to lift up if you can, flex the foot to lower. Point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. So we're lifting and lowering through that top leg, keeping those hips stacked as you lift and lower. Good, and again, lift up and lower. Lifting and lowering, so keeping those hips stacked, really working through these side glute muscles here to help lift and lower through that leg. Keeping that core engaged, just supporting through that centre. Well done. So lifting and lowering. Point the toes to lift, flex the foot to lower. Point the toes to lift, flex the foot to lower. Good. And again, point to lift up, flex to lower. Point to lift up, flex to lower. Good. Few more here. Well done. Now on this next one, if you can, we're going to lift up, keep that lifted. We'll do a little circle around one way. Good. And the opposite direction. Very good. Back to that centre and then lower that leg down. Oh, well done. Drop that leg in front, give that muscle a little rub there, have a little stretch out. So we'll rest this top leg for a minute and then we're going to lengthen through that lower leg. While we're resting the top leg, we can do a few little pulses of that inner thigh. So we're going to lift and lower through that inner thigh here with that lower leg. Still breathing in and out. That core is still gently engaged. My shoulders are relaxed. And again, lifting and lowering. Good. Lift up and lower. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Very good. And again, lifting and lowering. Good. Last few. Let's do one more. And lower that leg down. Well done. So bend those legs back up again. We're going to do our clam again here. So keep those hips stacked. Just going to drop that top waist down so that core's gently engaged here. Feet together. We're going to lift up this top knee into our clam. So we're keeping those hips stacked, not let them roll back as we lift and lower through that top leg. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Remember, you want to feel it in this back pocket side area. If you don't, just bend or straighten your legs a little bit from here if you can. Good. And again. So we're lifting and lowering through that top leg. Well done. Good. Now either stay here at this level if that feels comfortable for you, or if we can, we're going to raise those feet up to hip height, lift up this top knee and lower. Then we're going to add a little toe tap here. So we're going to lift up, reach, tap, lower the knee down. Lift up, reach, tap and down. And again, lift up, reach, tap and down. Lifting up, reach, tap and down. Well done. And again, lift up, reach, tap and down. Lift up that knee, reach, tap and down. And again, lifting up, reach, tap and down. Very good. Few more here. Reach, tap and down. Lift up, reach, tap and down. Let's do one more. Lifting up, reach, tap and down. Then lower those knees down. Well done. Relax that leg there. Okay, so we're going to drop this block down onto the floor, so your head's at the front of it. We're going to have our arms out in front. We're going to go into our arm opening stretch from here. So we're going to lift up this top arm, opening out through that chest, coming around and back, following with that head, just rolling on the block, and then back to that start. And again, lift up through that top arm, opening around and back, following that round with that head, and back. So make sure you don't pull through your shoulder too much, bend the elbow and just going around to where you're opening out, feeling that stretch. Don't force that arm back so you don't pull through the shoulder there. So opening around and back, looking round and back and then forwards. Good. And again, lifting up, coming around and back and then forwards. Good. And again, lift up through that top arm, opening out through that chest, looking around and back. And then back to that centre. Well done. And again, lifting up, coming around and back. And then back to that start. So we'll just do a few more here. Just rotating through that upper back, opening out through that chest. And my head's just rolling on that block, just following it, no tension there. Just rolling it round and back and forwards. Good. And again, lifting up, rotating around and back. And again. Good. And back. One last time. Lifting up, coming around and back. And then back to that centre from there. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come back up and over onto the opposite side. Do the same again, so we can even ourselves out. They're coming around. Bring that block or pillow, what you're using with you, just to support your head here. So as we did before, we're going to have our legs straight out to start with. Those hips are stacked, feet just slightly in front of you, just so there's a very slight flexion at your hips there. Hips are stacked, and we're going to start by lifting this top leg up and out and then lower back down. So we're going to point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. Point the toes to lift up, flex to lower. So just lift and lower to where you're comfortable. Keeping those hips stacked as we're lifting and lowering. Good. So pointing those toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. Point the toes to lift up, flex to lower. Good. So toes to lift up, flex to lower. And again, point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. So we're lifting and lowering through that top leg. Well done. Lift up, flex to lower. And again, lift up, flex to lower. Good. Lift up and lower. And again, lifting and lowering. Well done. And down. Lift up and lower. Now on this next one, we're going to lift up. Keep that lifted. Let's do a little circle around one way. Good. Nice and control. Change direction of that circle. Well done. Good. 2, 1. And then lowering that leg back down from there. Bend those legs up. Very good. Let's drop that leg down. Give that muscle a little rest. Have a little stretch there. While we're resting this top leg, we can lengthen through the lower leg and just do some lifts and lower with that inner thigh. So still keeping my shoulders relaxed, that core engaged. I'm lifting and lowering through that lower leg. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Keeping this top leg stretched out. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Very good. Still breathing in and out. Not holding your breath here. Just nice and relaxed. So lift and lower through that leg. Very good. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Last few. Good. And let's do one last one here. And lower that leg down. Well done. So bend those knees back up again. So those feet and hips are roughly in that line. Those hips are stacked on top of each other. Again, that core is just gently engaged here. We're going to start with our clam. So feet together, we're going to lift up that top knee and lower back down. So remember, working that side bottom muscle here. If you can't feel that working properly or you feel it to a different place, then just bend or straighten your legs slightly just to feel that kicking in there. So make sure we're not letting those hips roll back. We're keeping these hips stacked as we lift and lower through that top leg. Well done. And again, lift up and lower. Well done. So keeping those hips stacked as we lift and lower through this top leg here. Excellent. Now if that feels comfortable, we can either stay here at this level, or if you can, we're going to raise those feet up to hip height, lift up that top knee and lower back down. Lifting and lowering. Good. Now if you're able, we're going to add that stretch and tap again. So we're going to lift that top knee, stretch, tap, lower down. Lift up, stretch, tap and lower. And again, lifting, stretch, tap and lower. And again, lift up, stretch, tap and lower. Lift that top knee, stretch, tap and lower. And again, lifting up, stretch, tap and lower down. Lift that leg, stretch, tap and lower. Last couple, lift up, stretch, tap and lower. One last time, lift up, stretch, tap and lower that leg down. Lower those feet down, relax that leg there. So we'll keep those knees bent up and we're going to drop that block down onto the floor, have our head on at the front of it, arms out in front. We're going to go into our arm opening stretch from here. So we're going to lift this top arm, opening out through that chest, coming around and back, and then back to that front. So lifting up through that top arm, coming around and back, following that head, just rolling on that block, and then coming back to that start position. Good. So remember, don't pull through your shoulder too much, just lifting that arm, coming around and back just as far as you're comfortable, and then back to that start. So lift up through that top arm, opening out through that chest, looking round and back, and then forwards. And again, lift up through that top arm, opening out through that chest, coming around and back, and then forwards. Good. And then back. So just don't pull through that shoulder, keep that elbow bent, that head's just rolling on that block, following that arm around. So we're just gently opening out through that chest and rotating through our upper spine here. Well done. Lift up through that top arm, opening out and folding back. Good. Last few. Lift up through, coming around and back, and then back to that start. Well done. And let's do one more time here. Lift up through that top arm, following around and back, and then back to that start. Well done. So we're going to move that block to the side, and we're going to come round onto our backs just to stretch out through our legs from here. So come down onto your back. Okay, so we'll start with our bottom muscles. So I'm going to put one foot onto the opposite knee here. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we'll bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you're comfortable. And we're going to hold this stretch here. So just taking a nice deep breath in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just relax down into that stretch that little bit further. Well done. Breath in. As we breathe out, relax down into that stretch that little bit further. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down. And again, breath in. And on that out breath, just sinking down to that stretch, just that little bit further. Well done. Breath in. And out. Sinking down. Very good. And again, breath in. And out. And then we'll lower that leg back down. Well done. We'll do the same on the other side. Opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. And then we're going to hold this stretch here. So just take a nice deep breath in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch that little bit further. Well done. Breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down. Good. And again, breath in. And on the out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch just that little bit further. And again, breath in. And as you breathe out, just relaxing down. Well done. One more time, breath in. And as you breathe out, relaxing down. Good. Then we're just going to lower that leg back down. We're going to stretch through our hamstrings now. So knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, toes pointing up to the ceiling. You can just use your hand to support the leg there, just feeling that stretch through the back of the leg. I'm just going to hold this stretch, so just breathing in and out. Lengthen through the back of the leg, just as far as you're comfortable. Don't overstretch it, just support that leg there to where you feel that lengthening movement. And then we're just going to point and flex through the ankle, just change that stretch slightly. Just moving through, pointing and flexing, just changing the stretch just gently. Good. And then pointing those toes up again, holding that stretch, breathing in and out. And again, breath in and out. And then just lowering that leg back down. Very good. Last time on the other side, knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, feeling that stretch here. Lengthening through, using your hand to support that leg. Just go to where you're comfortable, don't overstretch it. So just breathing in and out. Upper body nice and relaxed, holding this stretch here. Then we'll just change it slightly by bending and pointing at that ankle. So flexing and pointing, just gently here. Good. Well done. Pointing and flexing, just gently moving. Well done, pointing and flexing here. And then just holding that stretch again, toes pointing up to the ceiling, lengthen through the leg, just using that hand to support the leg there. Upper body relaxed, nice breath in and out. And one last time, breath in and out. And then lowering that leg back down. Well done. So we're going to come back up into sitting, just to finish with a few stretches here. So sitting, legs crossed or legs out in front, however you're comfortable. That weight's going nice and evenly through those sitting bones. Collarbones nice and wide, those shoulders drop down, and that neck long and lifted from there. So I'm just going to have my hands on my knees here. I'm going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to reach those arms up in that Y shape and then lower back down. And again, reaching up and lowering down. And again, reaching up and down. On this next one, we're going to reach up. Then we're going to bring our hands behind our head. Rotate round one side and back. Rotate the opposite side and back. Reach those arms up. And again, lower those hands down. Reaching around to the side and back. Round to that opposite side and back. And reaching up. One last time. Hands behind your head. Rotating around and back. Opposite direction and back. And then we'll reach those arms up and then lower those arms down from here. Well done. So I'm going to drop my hand down one side. I'm going to reach over into that mermaid stretch. Breath in here. As you breathe out, coming back up and over. Opposite side, reaching over. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, back up and over. Lovely. One more each side. Drop down, reaching over. Breath in. And as you breathe out, back up and over. Last time, reaching over. Length through that side. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, back to that centre. Relax those shoulders. Fantastic. Well done. I hope you enjoyed the class today, and we'll see you again next time.